Good afternoon and welcome to the Scottish Third Division, the wonderful Championship Manager 0102 Myths and Legends project that I've just been beginning and enjoying so far. Basic rundown of the concept is that I've picked 10 squads of 11 players, all assigned at random. Injuries and suspensions do happen, so if anyone's out for 3 weeks or more, Mr. Sanford, good afternoon. If anyone's out for 3 weeks or more, they can be replaced by a loan signing, and if anyone's out for 3 months or more, we can get a permanent signing in, although I've extended the rule to allowing goalkeepers to be replaced quite more frequently. Some of the goalkeepers that are in these things are letting the division down, so time to get a few more in. Anyway, so the league table so far sees Montrose with the 100% record, the only side that have. We'll see each team as we come round to it. Albion Rovers and East Fife up there as well. Mr. Smuts, good afternoon. Something to keep you busy while pretending to work from home. Yes, I've done a bit of work, so it's time I had a bit of play and then got back to my work as well. Snowy Ottawa, fantastic. Yes, Canada. Love to go to Canada at some point. It's one of those things people say, oh, I'd love to go somewhere. Genuinely, Canada and Iceland are the Faroe Islands are my top three that I haven't been to. South Africa was up there, but I did go to South Africa. That was jolly good. You might notice the manager names have a bit of a very, very, very loose link to Canada, because they are managers, the characters from Still Game, my favourite Scottish TV programme, and one of the writers is half Canadian, and they visit Canada in one of the episodes as well. So it's all been great fun. It looks like Smuts is playing another game as well. That's good there. So have to check that one out as we go. Anyway, what else? We've got Sterling and Breakin down there on no points. They've been hit by goalkeeper issues, so they have. We're in this phase where we're trying to get some second choice goalkeepers into the squads. One team have got three. They managed to sign someone who was kind of dwelling for a long, long time, but they'd already got someone in between. So that goalkeeper will go to the first one available that needs a keeper coming in. So anyway, let's get on with the show. I'll be making changes to go along, because last time round, if we have a look at Elgin, who are playing Peterhead today, these two teams came into the Scottish League at exactly the same time, Peterhead and Elgin. They were two sort of expansion clubs, if you will. We're going to be replacing Hong in the first team. Hong Shi, there he is. Superb season so far. Been playing very, very well, especially in the cup, but injured. Well, not injured, but unfit, and it's not one that I like to play. Players, as people know about it. Fraser Bremner is one of those players that people actually like, and there he is in the Elgin squad to begin with, so he'll get the start today, and she will just go on the bench there just in case he's needed. She on indeed. Can't do Niagara Falls and the Rockies in the same day. It's a 2,000-mile drive. I bet you can't. I bet you can't do them all in the same day. I would. Yeah, it's one way. You need at least 2 weeks to even vaguely enjoy Canada. I'd love to take in some ice hockey at some point as well. Back in my all-time favourite game, even though you might think it's this one, it's NHL 96 on the Mega Drive. My absolute favourite game. So the team for today, we see that David Priest is in goal. He's been conceding plenty of goals, but he's also had one or two decent performances. Fanji and Joe Dolan at the back. Fan has got a goal already. He's been doing well. Joe Dolan scored last game as well, so they're looking pretty lively. Diop and Corneliuson. Diop playing well this season, despite the fact that he's got no fitness. Carl Corneliuson, the two Senegal wing backs for the AFCON as well that I've been using. Tolo Mas, also another one from the squad there. He keeps coming up with a few knocks, so I think he might have some sort of injury problem, but I don't want to dwell on it too much to try and see if he'll end up being ruled out for a while. James Jeffrey of Garthurth is in the squad. He's not been playing great at the moment, but you know, this is an experiment. I'll be playing these players as much as possible. Fraser Bremner we've seen. Carlos Jacks has got 4 assists, including a superb performance out last time for him, and Kim Shellstrom, who is just been very, very average. And up front, Tom Adera, who has got 6 goals in 5 games already, and he's looking like he's pretty much up for this. David Craig gets an honourable mention as well. He's been a great substitute to have, and will be used where possible. I do like to try and keep two players. If there's a game within the next few days, I try and replace two players around the hour mark, unless they've needed to be beforehand. So that's the Elgin side, and Peterhead, or Peterhead, as some people would say as well. Hugo Pinheiro is back in goal this time round, which is great news for them, and Ross Buchanan played very, very well last game, ended up in Team of the Week. So, yeah, he's looking alright. Just checking down the rest of the lineup, see if anything else is amiss, but no, the team's fully fit there, and they can go with their usual full strength lineup there. Hugo Pinheiro in goal, conceded 3 in 3, but had a very poor game in the league, and I think he got sent off. He got sent off. Then at the back, Thomas Chihon playing for Megahorse in the Swemp. He's been doing all right, and Rael Piroya, who I kind of used to try and use a bit further forward, but then I've realised, certainly in this save, he's got good defensive skills and whatnot, but he's more naturally a centre back than anywhere else, so giving him a go there. Vinny Samways, never had him, but always seeing him popping up there as being someone that might be worth having a go. He's been doing very well so far. Jamie Ingledow, who I think was he sent off immediately on his... Yeah, he sent off in the cup just a few minutes in, so it wasn't the best start to his career at the team. Steve Halsham in centre mid has been solid, and on the left hand side, Neri Castillo with a couple of assists in the league so far, doing a decent job. John McCarthy on the other side has also popped in with an assist and a goal in the cup. He's been great. Then Barron, he doesn't quite last the full games, to be honest. But he's doing well. He's providing things. Tonton Mukoko has plenty of goals so far. He's been attacking well, and Marcin Harashimovic up front has 3 in 2 league games, so worth having a look there. And Martin Johnston's been alright as a substitute so far. He has got himself an assist. I wouldn't say the rest of them were great, except Ross Buchanan, Neil Buchanan. So Peterhead and Elgin, before the game, they were sat there in 4th for Peterhead, 7th for Elgin, but on the same number of points. So let's go in and see how they get on. And the early chances have fallen Elgin's way. Absolutely no idea who's going to win these games. It's it's nice to not have a clue and to try and keep it to just the 11 players and fill in with the reserves where possible. A couple of teams have had to bring in some players so far to fill in. If you've got no defensive mids in your squad and the one that you've got is out, then I do want to be able to keep the formation, so I'm just trying to top things up there. Harashimovic getting the early goal, the opening goal after half an hour, putting Peterhead 1-0 up and showing that he is full of goals. But Diop has pulled one back. He's also on a yellow card, Diop. But he's got himself one. The cups will go pretty well. I could have a look at the show how the cup's been going. There's been some success, but Brecon were knocked out 4-2, I think, by Dundee United in the last round. So Rangers and Celtic are nowhere to be seen yet. It's too early for them to be playing cup football. As we've seen about Scottish League, it's average fitness going on there. They'll be absolutely fine to carry on. We'll just be watching Diop as usual to 60 minutes. But it's try and keep these 11 players on the pitch unless you're keeping them safe for the next matches. And to be honest, with the cup games coming thick and fast for some of the teams, they do need the odd replacement. But eventually some teams will have to go from the cups, won't they? As we head down to 8 or fewer sides in some of these competitions. We're at the time for substitutes, and it's very, very finely poised, isn't it? Just a quick check to Peterhead's next match. They play in 4 days away to Brecon, so they will be needing to keep players safe and sound. It looks like Vinny Samways with his yellow card as well is one that is the player that will come off there. And Steve Halsham as the other guy to be replaced. Have we got one? Yeah, Martin Johnston will go and play in there, and Mukoko will drop back into the centre midfield. For Elgin, we'll be seeing, I suppose, Diop coming off. David Craig has been a great job there, to be honest. He's been brilliant. And who will the second sub be? I do like to try and make 2. keep things fresh for future games, but doesn't have to be done. When do they play their next game? Have they got a game in 4 days as well? Yeah, they got Arbroath as well, so a bit of a challenge coming up for them. Tolomas is alright. Fanji, they're all doing alright, aren't they? Joe Dollar's having a poor match, but we'll replace Bremner with Shea for the last part of this game. Might as well get the stronger player on, see if it makes a difference. And Tolo Massa scored a free kick. Well, I didn't expect he'd be taking them, to be honest, but there he is, scoring a free kick, making it 2-1 to Elgin. Harasimovic with a chance, and then Martin Johnston it is who scores. He's been a useful substitute. He's now been a yellow-carded substitute. Martin Harasimovic scores. Harasimovic with the second goal of the game, putting Peterhead into the lead. And it's really one of these games that's turned on its head yet again. And is he going to finish? Oh, late chance for Elgin and a win for Peterhead. Wow, Elgin just can't get a break sometimes. Tolamas ended up with a 9, but plenty of shots in the game. Plenty of offsides, and offside every 3 minutes in that match. And Jamie Ingoldale proved himself as a much better player today. Sheehan with plenty of key tackles. Lots of players trying the tackles for Elgin, but it just didn't quite work out. 5 interceptions there from Tolomas, giving it a good go. 6 dribbles from Mukoko as well, and it's going to match 2, and it's Stirling Albion versus Dumbarton. Stirling Albion have got Vulgaris suspended, so they've just signed Beckeye during the week, so we'll see how he gets on in there. I've absolutely no experience of him whatsoever, but when the other goalkeepers have been, for want of a better word, awful, it's time that they actually got a second goalkeeper in. Let's have a look towards the team, because Moriarty is injured, and they have looked towards getting a replacement because there are no other left-sided players in the squad that they could bring in at that point. The rest of the team looks fit, so Taka Mustafa, man of the match last time out, has been playing particularly well, doing a decent job there on the right hand side. Agostinho on the left has a couple of assists, but not the best performances. Song Jong Gook has been alright, to be honest. He's been just doing what he needs to do. Dawson's been winning lots of headers at this point of the league so far. He's been fine, and Changai alongside him not had the most to do at times. China in midfield has scored last time out, so he's been playing okay. Frederick Clausen, I haven't really noticed him, if I'm honest, through some of these games. Sigalko 3 and 4, being outdone by some other strikers, but still obviously very, very good. Dot Kamalo has not had a good season at all yet. He's trying to see if he can get going. And while Rayad has, you can see that he's got no goal contributions so far, but we'll see how he gets on. So Moriarty needs a replacement on the bench, and it will just be towards providing somebody. So they've got a couple of attacking substitutes on here, so it will be Christopher Edwards on the bench there, having a centre back on at that point. Let's get on to the game for them. And Dumbarton, they keep having to make some changes. They keep having to do some. Tommy Versenen's out, but he's not been out for long, so he's only been replaced by Bona in the squad, so it's not a hard choice there. What else have we got? We got is it a full strength team? Otherwise, they're getting back to the full strength team. They have one player out still, so Aliadi in goal has been all right. He's been playing very well, to be honest. Jamie Victory also doing a good job as it is so far. Batata's just come back from injury, so hasn't played a league game yet, but has been excellent in his first cup game. We got man of the match. Vance Warner now getting himself back up to fitness again, alongside Helder Rosario, who's he's done okay, he's done fine. Stephen Hutt in midfield has been fairly quiet. Christian Selness, 2 goals and an assist in the cup so far, and been versatile, played in a few positions. Hazim Akhmedovic has 4 goals in these cup matches so far, been very, very well there, but no league goals. Arkadiusz Bonk has 4 in the cup so far. He's again excellent. And Matthias Patterson has been brought in on loan So I'm trying to bring in those loan signings of players that I don't really know or have, to me, some sort of legendary status. I have absolutely no idea who he is. He's on loan from Torres London. He's got 3 goals in 4 games, so he's someone to think about at times. I do like Kevin McCann in midfield. He's already in the squad. He's a useful backup, and to be honest, Craig Lyons has been quite good as well. Paddy Flannery, they're all right. They're all right, and so the person missing from the squad at the moment, Virton. Oh yes, but Hawkinson is back, so Patterson actually has to step out of the team. He can't even be used at the moment, so he's been he'll be just kept till the end of his loan, which is only a couple of weeks away. But he won't play because Jesper Hawkinson can. Yeah, at this point he'll just have to sit around, I guess, and kill some time. I don't like to try and put in more than the 11, apart from the goalkeeper, the 12th person. So he won't be playing. If they need to play him in the cup, that's also fine. They're playing East Fife in that one. And so this game on Thurston refereeing is started off really extremely interesting, hasn't it? With the making out of no chances. It'll be interesting to see how Beckeye gets on. I've absolutely no idea what he's like at all. I can't say there's much going on at all. Hawkinson with chances. Hazi Mekmadovic scores to make it 1-0, and he certainly has looked lively. Was that his first league goal of the season? I can't remember if it was. Hawkinson getting involved. We haven't seen Hawkinson this season at all. He got injured before the season started, so Patterson it was who was playing all those games. Sterling trying to get themselves back into it, but they're just not finding any joy at the moment. Changai with the chance, and half time has approached, and Changai's dropped down to a 5. Sterling cannot hit the target, and Dumbarton cannot miss. They will keep going to 60 minutes for both of these two teams. Agostinho still trying to get himself into the game there. Vance Warner is now out injured, and so at this point it makes sense to make the changes with Warner off and Kevin McCann coming on into the centre of midfield. Selness will go and fill in as a defensive mid with the giant run to striker, which we like to see. It's Vance Warner missing. As I said, he was just trying to come back into fitness. Sadly for him, the fitness has not been lasting quite so long. Will there be changes? They should be trying to make 2 at this point. Song's going to come off, I think. Yes, he will. He'll come off for... I don't really know about these substitutes here. They haven't been superb. Paul Hay is going to come on. But the rest of them, I don't think there's anyone hugely impressive, but they will be making their 2 changes if they've got a game coming up in a few days. Rayad. Who will it be? So we just check their next fixture. Yeah, they play Stranraer in 4 days, so they will be making another change. And it'd be good to keep China in the hand for another game coming up. So he will do that. Dumbarton, they can make another change really at this point. Batata's just going to centre back, so it should be okay. Selness with a thigh injury, so we'll be seeing Craig Lyons coming on, and McCann will go back and do the role that he was brought on to not do. It's 1-0 still. 2-0 it is, and Jesper Hawkinson scores on his first match for Dumbarton. To pow right in the kisser. There we are, at least you picked up the joke there as we went along with it. Hasim Mekmadovic having one offside, but Dumbarton looking much stronger than the Sterling team. Clausen yellow carded at the end, and a comfortable win for Dumbarton. Sterling only managing 1 shot on target from Rayad. That was it. they need to get going a little bit. Song going off injured, but it's and at 8 he was their best player, and Hawkinson receiving man of the match on his first game, so good news for them. Albion versus Queen's Park. So they're missing Rafael Sadachka, who played one game, has been injured for a while, and the loan signing they managed to get in was Steve Tobin from Altrincham, and he's a centre mid, so George Jordaris will go and play at left wing back there. Toto and Rodden switch places, but I'll talk about Paul Rodden in a little bit. So fitness wise, they're playing alright here. Yar staying in goal has been pretty good so far. Jojo on the right hand side, not providing any assists or anything, but being solid enough. Ibrahim Said got the 1 goal, but 3 man of the matches in his 5 games so far with his giant run from defensive mid. Stevlin Angus, I've not really had to mention him at all this season. Kamuna, I'm not sure what's happening with Kamuna, to be honest. He's much better than that usually. Then into the other positions, we've got Augustin playing centre mid, has been alright. Steve Tobin we've seen. Toto is the usual striker. He has 2 goals in his appearances so far. And Kernioan playing behind, as he's more of a striker, so he's kind of a bit out of position. And Anatoly Gurk has been good in the cups that have been playing so far. But Paul Rodden as a substitute has been brilliant. He started last match, he scored, and he's got man of the match, and he actually looks like a very good player of Albion Rovers style. They also have a bowler as well. Queen's Park, so they've got Stefan Shizaki suspended, but he won't be replaced by anybody from the other squads here because it's a suspension. So San Nazario is going to move up to the left hand side. I think they're quite badly hit at the moment in terms of how they're looking, but they have an attacking mid vacancy, and that will go to Gallagher, which will leave Miller as a substitute. And so the team for today, Bozidar Rosovic is for want of a word, he's absolutely awful. But he's played a cup game, he's now playing a league game. He came in on loan to replace the first choice goalkeeper, who's missing for a little bit because he's 6 on his debut, which was not great. Who were they playing? Kenneth Hoy, he was the first choice keeper, but he's now missing for a little bit. Ashley Live is alright, not really seen much of him. Mischisin, same at the back really, not heard a lot. Jeff Whitley, been quiet so far this season, does have an assist, does have some solid performances alongside Hassan Chetinkaya, and Chetinkaya has played out of position once, but he's also not played very well. Richie Wellens in the middle of midfield, we've seen him a little bit more. He has scored, he's got an assist, he's got a man of the match. On the left hand side it was Stefan Ishizaki, but they're going to use Miguel San Nazario in that side, and he's been alright in his his central attacking mid position. Jimmy Bullard's in on loan to replace somebody who's out. We'll have a quick check on who that one is, but he's just Jimmy Bullard. Samba started off pretty well, but he hasn't done much since. Can we see Jeff Whitley again? Yes, indeed, Whitley. There he is. He plays in Swemp as well. Mike Savage has him at the Sprungfeld United squad, and yeah, he's kind of his key player. Jeff Whitley. He's been decent, and then in the reserves here, we've seen Richard Sinclair's been okay so far, and Danny Ferry is one of those players who's kind of got a bit of versatility about him, but not necessarily any skills. The player who's missing up there, Danny Invincibile, played 1 cup game, hasn't been seen since, and Stefan Ishizaki there suspended for this match. So they are quite affected at the moment, Queen's Park, and I would say that Albion probably have a little bit more about them. But who knows, I could be just awful in my predictions. Oh, that wind is getting strong outside. It's been an interesting start here. Toto with a chance. Rosovic, he's looking like a little bit more settled at the moment. Yes, Jeff Whitley, Northern Ireland. Yes, it's exactly the same Jeff Whitley. Everyone in this league has been made Scottish so that they don't struggle to settle. So yes, it's the same Jeff Whitley. Man City, there he is. Yeah, so yeah, you know exactly what he's like. 35 minutes or so into the game. Second half shot is Zambian. Yep, that is him and his twin. Is his twin Jim, or was it just his brother? But yeah, obviously Jeff was the most successful one. Mike Savage does have a signed picture of Jeff Whitley. Anyway, 0-0 at half time, and what do we have here? Everybody seems pretty much fit. Everyone has been boring as really in this match. into the second half and see if there'll be anything. Paul Rodden, of course, is one where, you know, if any of those front three come out, Samba scoring the opening goal. Be interested to see if Rodden does get onto the pitch later on in this game. Gallagher takes a yellow card there for Queen's Park, and Jimmy Bullard makes it 2-0. That is his first goal while he's on his loan spell here. Notice the zeros on there in the formation wise. It's just so they're top of the list. It's not for any reason. They're not saying playing zero sweepers or anything like that. This team seemed pretty fit. Daytime swim is purely my myths and legends thing, Big Noopy. It's just me playing around with 11 players at 10 different teams and seeing how they get on with some players I like, some players I really don't know about, and I'm testing them out in this. So yeah, Steve Tobin. I think we're going to see a little bit of a change here. Steve Tobin's going to come off, and we're going to see a bit of a change. I'm going to put Toto in midfield and see how he gets on in there, and just let him do what he can do there. As far as the second sub goes, I mean, they've all got enough fitness, and they do play Queen's Park again in 4 days' time. So yeah, there's no point taking anyone else off. They're all looking all right. And for Queen's Park, with Arosovic now up to an 8, he's changed massively, hasn't he? 6 in his first game, clean sheet in the next, and now he's got a clean sheet again. It's Patrick Gallagher out a little bit there. Yes, seen I was live. I thought you said seen where I live then. I was thinking, well, yeah, see me on live on here. It's good fun, this. I've been enjoying it so far. So Gallagher's going to come off, and Ferry's going to come onto the pitch here. I don't think we looked at Leaky Bump earlier, did we? See how he's been doing. He's been quite average over the course of this season. I think, yeah, is it just one sub, or are they needing a second? 86, is San Nazario okay? Oh, he's got potential knee injury, so we will bring another person on. And but whom? Yep, we're going to see Stuart Orr, I think, coming onto the pitch here. No, we're not. It's Sinclair. Sinclair, the man. Sinclair's going to come on, and San Nazario's going to go off, and we're going to see Ashley Lythe go and play on the left-hand side for the second, the final third of this match. See if it does anything for him at all. It's an equaliser. It's Kamuna with the free kicks, about the only thing he's done well this season. It's obviously the change for Albion. I don't think has livened them up by much. A free kick is a free kick, isn't it? It's not like they've torn a team apart with it. And with a few minutes left, it's finely poised, but I don't think we're going to see another goal. Oh, one last chance. Oh, saved by Arosovic right at the end. And he ends up with a 9. He ends up with a 9. He's the best rated player on the pitch, despite the fact that Samba gets man of the match. Jeff Whitley there with an 8. Looking into that, Queen's Park just did well with their shooting, and that is 6 saves there for Arosovic in goal. He's changed. I've changed my opinion on him hugely in just 3 matches. Anyway, well played to Queen's Park, and so now we've got East Fife versus East Stirling, the East battle. Right, so yeah, there's been a few things affecting here. We've got Skalidis is injured, and he's being replaced by loan signing Howard Forrington from Peterborough for his debut today. See how he can get on. Other than that, the team is going about a few edits for this one. Let's see. But have these been affected by an extra time or anything like that? Because that would really see what happens. Let's have a quick check. Yeah, they are going to go ahead with the lineup they've got, knowing that there's basically not a lot they can do for fitness. They play 4 days against Dumbarton, but there's so many players. Moscow will be banned for that game, not for this one. Anyway, Bonnefoy in goal has been pretty good so far this season, the young Juventus guy. Lukas Doshek missed last game, unfortunately, so he's been out. Dmitry Rovnenko is he missed a little bit as well. Romoshenko has been good, but he's been affected a little bit by not quite lasting full matches. Who else have we got here? Let's have a look. Wade Do at the back. We've been him. Moscow has been much better, a good leader. Jordao in midfield, solid, as I kind of expected he would be. I had him once in a massive Premier League save when West Brom got promoted. Paul McManus shouldn't be in the team, so who's the player who should be coming for? Well, Kevin Hunt is injured, but there's surely a better... Nairn was playing before. McManus played purely because Nairn was unfit, so he will come in. So James Nairn in the team as well. He's not fantastic. We've seen Forrington. Anna Johnson has 2 goals and 2 assists. Not bad for a 40-year-old champ manager, 97-98 legend. He's been one of the better players in the league. And Valentin Belkovic. The interesting thing about this is my CM Belarus FC Belarus team that I had once. Belkovic got 25 assists in the season and no goals. He has 1 goal already this season, so that's an improvement. Kevin Langen is brought in because they needed another person who could play at centre back, and he intrigues me in many ways. But I mean, look at that, all single figure attributes. That is awful, isn't it? Absolutely awful. Poor lad. Yep, Ovenston, the player who came on, Oven Slave. If you haven't checked out Oven Slave on Twitter, wow, what a character. John Ovenston he took the penalties away from Skalidis and scored when he came on, so that's why you've got to appreciate the guy. East Stirling. So East Stirling, they're missing. They are missing Shembri, but they do have a Chendu back. So they'll probably just make the changes here about what's this. Scottish national team doing all these new players. It's a very good question. They've not had a match yet, so we'll soon find out and see how it affects them. So the team for today, Ten Raular in goal, or Rauvalar as he may be. He's been alright. You know, to say he's conceded a lot of goals, I'm not disappointed with him in any way. So the wide players here, Kenny Luntz has just 1 assist, but average performances. Quinton Fortune gets used in attacking mid sometimes. He's been doing okay as well. Sean McCauley, as we've seen, he's just coming. He shouldn't really be in the team regularly. I'm going to check that. Oh, it's because Stasiak's playing at the back, isn't it? Yeah, Stasiak is supposed to be playing defensive mid, but it's been having to play at the back a little bit recently with players missing, but missing for short bursts of time, really. Master Ichendu of Megahorse in the Swamp as well. He's there for another one. Mark Kerr's been great this season. Look at that, 3 goals, 2 assists, 8.4 average rating. He's been very, very good. Neil Scally has already, as you'd probably expect, had a red card, and that's what's let him down a little bit there. Sent off the first red card of this entire investigation. The entire experiment. Yahya has 3 goals so far. He's been pretty good. I had him at Stackington in Swamp before. Rudy Haddad of PSG. It's one of the best Rudy Haddads I've ever seen for a start one, and he's been very, very good. David Collins has 2 goals, 2 assists, and plays much better in the cups than the leagues. I quite like Brown Ferguson. I mean, I remember him from Soccer Saturday and all that, with his name being mentioned. He's been doing all right so far as a substitute. He's been the one that kind of stands out on the bench there. So we get into the match, just checking nobody else is missing. And so we go with this East Fife. Their away kit is so close to their home kit that it's a bit disappointing to see that their Kenny Lunt has just scored. Was that a free kick that he scored? It's about 20 yards out, regardless whether it's his opening goal. Haddad looking like he was up for scoring as well then, but Bonnefoy doesn't look like he's started off particularly well. Chances coming in. I think East Fife are missing the target quite a bit here, and that may let them down. Romoshenko taking a yellow card, and Mark Kerr scoring yet again. Another goal for him this season. 25 minutes in, this is 2-0 to East Stirling in match 4 of the 5 for this round. Anyway, it's still at the moment 2-0, and Howard Forrington hasn't got going whatsoever for East Fife, but a lot of these players coming in on short-term loans are very, very clearly experiments that are just worth giving a go. I would have got Wayne Wasilic in, and I'd have even rigged it to get him into a team, to be honest, but he's a forward right left on this one rather than being a centre. It's the first time I've ever seen him not being a centre forward. Those 3 5s in a row there, Romoshenko, Way and Moscow, is not the best that I've seen for some time. Let's say that Rudy Haddad will just play out the next 10 minutes or so. We've got Haddad, Goodjohnson and Collins looking like they're going to be coming off. So I'll introduce the subs very, very soon. Mark Kerr nearly scoring another one. We'll bring on the subs around now, see what can happen. So, yeah, a few changes. Haddad coming off. Oh, I've got no player instructions on really. The odd little bit in there, but not a lot, as Paul Daniels might have said. Yeah, we're going to see David Lorimer coming on for Haddad. In fact, he's coming on for Collins, with Fortune moving there, and the other change in Brown Ferguson. He's got to come on, and usually I wouldn't, but for this one I'm going to put Mark Kerr as the attacking mid, and Ferguson be central. First time Kerr stepping further forward. The ratings are terrible for East Fife, aren't they? Goodjohnson will come off, and that will be Keith Gibson as a straightforward change, and I think Romoshenko is the other one to be withdrawn. He was a bit unfit to begin with. Who will we see come on at this point? There's not really anybody who fits. So Kevin Langan will come on, and Moscow will go make a marauding run forward. Well, Kerr is looking the most likely to score again, isn't he, than anyone else. Forrington's at least had a chance now. For East Fife, 20 minutes to go. It's certainly been an interesting little round of fixtures so far. East Stirling pushing for a third. Kerr has missed again. He's had so many chances, and he has scored another. 3-0. There it is. Yahya with a chance as well. Bonnefoy's having a terrible match, and Yahya nearly scores again. They've dominated start to finish here, haven't they? Kerr has a hat trick. Look at that. I mean, this is a Mark Kerr on form, isn't it? Bonnefoy had to a 4. 2 of those players improved to 6s, and what a terrible match for East Fife. Dominated there. And Kerr it is with 6 goals in 6 games now for the club. Well played to him. 2 assists for Quinton Fortune as well. So he certainly gave that one a good go. 7 times Howard Forrington was caught offside. There's a great debut there, but he actually had 2 shots on target. And into Montrose versus Brechin, which is our last match of the day. You can see there's plenty of players who are out at the moment. So the team, usually we'd have Emil Barron in goal, but he is carrying an injury. He's out for another 10 days, and Marteshkin's coming in for his debut, just been signed up. See how he gets on. Never had him before. Mike Duff on the right hand side playing playing well so far with 1 assist, 1 man of the match. Lee Young-pyo on the other side has an assist. He also has some decent performances. Damian Lacey's in on loan to replace somebody. He won't start that. Ronnie Warwick will start. Pele is who he's in to replace at the moment. Lacey will start. Yeah, Lacey will start. Because it's these that need changing round. So Damian Lacey in on loan has been alright. Panadic at the back, not had a lot to do, but has been leading pretty well there as captain. Ricardo Carmo, quiet season so far. Alexander Chaika, much better. He's playing centre mid for this team. Ronnie Warwick, he has no fitness. He's drifting in and out of the first team. Whenever there's 2 matches a week, he's having to be a sub for one of them. Simon Parker's coming on loan. We'll talk about Simon Parker in a bit. What a mixed bag he is. He's been very strange so far. Stefan Selakovic, 2 goals in 5 games, but other than that, nothing else going for him. And Henri Chevalev has been much better in the attacking mid positions in terms of his performances. He's had a couple of disallowed as well. Interestingly, with all these managers named after still game characters, that the player who's been playing quite a bit in the team here, Paul Riley, is the name of one of the characters in real life. So, and he's been pretty good as a backup so far. Yeah, they've been as they are. Mark Hearns, has he played? Yeah, he played a couple of games so far. Good match in the cup when he came on as a substitute, but an awful league performance. So yeah, Pele out. He's only managed to play 1 match so far. And the other person missing, it's Talon Martin, who's got another 10 days out, where Simon Park will play those games instead. Montrose, strong team at the moment, and they can head into the match with their first team yet again. Sjoerd Rensen, who Smuts knows well, in goal so far, has been playing well. On the right hand side, we've got Nelson Cuevas, who, I mean, he's getting better and better. He's got a 30-yard chip in one of the last games. I think it was actually the last match he played. Morten Gans Pedersen is he's been alright, hasn't he? He just doesn't have the fitness. Hong Byung-bo starting the season on absolutely amazing form. He's been pretty good throughout so far, doing a decent job. Mark Burns been one of the poorer players in the team so far, but he is young. Regina Freda just doing what he needs to do. Justin Walker, great performances so far, 4 in 5, average rate of 8, doing a great job here. Derek McInnes, I've enjoyed Derek McInnes as well. He was alongside Jordao and Dr. Kamalo in my midfield at West Brom in that game that I played before. So that's why they're all in the league here. Fusini, 7 goals in 5 games. What a season he's been having so far. His average rating says it all. Bakajolu, he has 4 assists and a goal so far. And yeah, I think he's looked good. Horacio Walter Peralta doesn't have the fitness to keep going through games, but he may start to turn that on a little bit. Quite impressed with Steve Laidlaw as a backup. He's been alright, and Frank Conway has been able to come on to play on that left hand side for Pedersen. He's done it every game, as you might have seen there. And Gary McGlynn needs to mention, because he is in season 1 of Swemp, he was one of the Badgers goalkeepers, and there he is as the substitute goalkeeper for these. They won't need a sec to sign one really, because they've got him. See how they get on, but they are stronger than Brechin, and they'd be expected to win this game, but who knows. It's Damian Lacey though that scores for Brechin and gets the early goal. He's only playing because Pele's unavailable. Otherwise, he'd have to. His loan will be finishing soon, I suppose. The loans only last till the end of the month after the person is back. Montrose trying to come back in. Mark Burns with chances. Fusini with ones as well. But at the moment, Brechin holding firm. Marteshkin on his debut is playing pretty well. Like I said, I've never had him before. I don't think I've maybe seen him once or twice before, but he wasn't in the FC Belarus squad, that's for sure. Gauss Pedersen scores a free kick though to equalise, and Simon Park is well off target with his chance. Fusini coming close for Montrose again. 5 minutes to half time. And this has been very end-to-end. And goals a bit quieter before half-time. But now Walker's had one disallowed. Thought they'd turn the game around. Shot-wise, 7 on target to 3. Montrose looking the more at its side, but they've also been winning many headers compared to their opposition. Looking at it, they've only been unsuccessful in 2 of the 11 so far. What else have we got within these stats here? Not a lot to say really, is there? About how they're getting on. Their fitness wise is alright, and yeah, 3 headers. Oh yeah, 1 missed. Yeah, yeah, that makes much more sense. Anyway, yeah, so Lacey it is who's doing the best job so far. Half time, we're getting to that second half to 60 minutes and see how things get on. Here, Chaika looking a bit more lively. Chaika's definitely, his name's popping up a lot here. Simon Park with a chance, almost making it 2 there for breaking. But Montrose are staying strong and the subs are on their way. Bakajulu coming close here. Mark Burns is 1 on a 6 again. It doesn't surprise me for how things are going. He's not having bad games. So Gats Pedersen comes off, I think. Yeah, he will. They've got the players more likely available there. Peralta comes off for Laidlaw as well. So they're 2 usual subs, and Breakin making their changes. So, I mean, do they play midweek? They do. They play Peterhead. So Chaika will come off, and it will be Paul Riley. And then other change here. I think it's about protecting Chevrolet. So Templeman will come on as we head just towards the last part of the round of fixtures. A chance there, Salakovic just missing the target. Fusini hitting the crossbar. He's not scored yet, has he, in this one? It's a yellow card picked up there by Mike Duff, taking down Hong Myung-bo. 10 minutes left, still 1-1. The 100% record could be on its way out. Especially Breakin to try and get the ball on the other end of the pitch. Late chances. Oh, Laidlaw's missed the target. A final one maybe for somebody before the end. No, we hit a 1-all draw. Nelson Cuevas getting another man of the match. Montrose, I don't think they hit the target at all in the second half, so no good for them at the end, despite the fact that they gave that a good go. And if we have a look here at the performance from the Simon Park, goes to a 5 at the end. Salakovic on a 5. Sometimes players just don't quite get going, do they? Anyway, I look into that league table. Montrose still keeping their place at the top of the table. They're a point clear of Peterhead, East Stirling, Dumbarton and Queen's Park. Queen's Park -4 through to Peterhead on +6 goal difference wise. Albion and East Fife the next 2 up on 4 points apiece. Elgin on 3, Breakin on 1. That was their first point of the season, wasn't it? That result that they got there, so that's great for them. And Stirling Albion yet to score a point. Team of the week, Rosovic has made his way, and Kevin Langan as well. I guess this is due to the fact they don't have many right backs. That will be what that is about. Still Langan's getting there because there aren't many left backs. So the team of the week, not a lot can be read into it really at times with that. But you look up front, you got Harris Shimovic and Yahya, Gauss Pedersen, Kenny Lunt, Quinton Fortune, Mark Kerr. What a midfield that one is for the East Stirling side, having 3 of them. Neil Scally on the bench for them, Yahya up front, and a Chendu at the back. Dominant in that team of the week. Quick look at average ratings and things. Harris Shimovic, Fusini, Liam Pure, Kerr, Scally, Aliardi. 6 players there above 8. And then plenty on 8. I know we're only 3 games in, so not a lot can be read into it. But Harris Shimovic, Fusini, Mark Kerr, Tomadera Mukoko, top 5 on 3+ goals. David Priest conceded 10. Brozovic now conceded 7, but that's 3.5 a game rather than 6 a game. Only 3 penalties. Fusini, Said and Jop, they have scored the goals from them. Quinton Fortune, Castile and Barron with 2 assists each so far. Yellow cards, Vinny Samways tops the list on 3, with a section there on 2. Thank you very much, Dick, and thank you. I will hopefully see you on another stream at some point. Enjoy your meeting. 4 red cards, Ishizaki, Vulgaris, Shembri and Pinheiro, 2 goalkeepers. Man of the matches, Said and Harashimovic so far with the man of the matches. That's 15 games and 13 players to receive man of the match, of course. Pass completion, 92 for Chendo. He's probably been doing a lot of passing to another defender with little pressure on him. Tackles per game, Scally on 8.3, Paninic and Warner on 6. Dribbling, Carlos Jacks tops the list. Ronnie Wallwork level with Mukoko on 3. And the shots on target rating, Skelidis on 20. But you look at that and see Fusini and Hadzimakonovic on 90 at that point, which is obviously great to see how they get on. Look at the fixtures next time out in the league. Albion versus Stirling, Dumbarton Brecon, East Fife Peterhead, Elgins East Stirling and Queen's Park versus Montrose, which we played after a round of league games coming up soon. So I will just make sure that's saved and I'll pop off now. Do a little update at some point for those who haven't watched. But thank you very much everyone for being here at some point. It's been great to have you on, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.